Hello everyone, welcome back to Too Much, the confessional and reflective video podcast for girls who grew up being told that they were too dramatic, too intense, too jealous, too emotional, too sensitive, too opinionated, too romantic, or too hard to love, and had a feeling deep down that maybe the whole time you were just paying more attention than everyone else. I am your host, Emma Grace. I'm so excited to have you back if I've had you before, or meet you for the first time if you're new. Not only is this video podcast dropped weekly here on Saturdays, I also have a column that goes alongside the topic that we discuss on YouTube every single Saturday at Substack. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, but you've seen me on other platforms, you probably know me from TikTok or Instagram, my short form content socials where I post all about whatever I think, whatever I feel, whatever I'm pondering about that day, literally just anything. But here we get down, we get deep, we get refined, we get focused, and we put all of our amazing thoughts into one topic every single week. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and find me on all of the other platforms. It goes a long way for me and I would really appreciate it. Okay, skip ahead to this time if you want to miss the yap session. No harm done, no bad feelings. But for those of you who want to stay and catch up, let's talk about what I'm wearing right now. Yeah, I got a hoodie. I know I am appearing facially a bit below average today. I haven't put on really any makeup today, just mascara. But I have a busy week, okay? I'm having a yard sale tomorrow. In 4 days, I'm going to Washington, D.C. I probably shouldn't say that on the internet, but it's not, okay, what do I get? Under 1,000 views? The chances that somebody who watches my video is gonna go stalk me in DC and be able to find me accurately while I'm not vlogging and posting where I'm at in the moment, very slim. So anyways, and that's no shade to my engagement, by the way. It's actually nice because I don't have to worry as much about what I tell you guys. We're close here, okay? We're a close-knit family, all right? Okay, another very fun thing about this trip that I'm going on is I got something. I got the DJ. I keep saying DG because it rolls off the tongue better. I got the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Combo. I've already unboxed it and tried it out a little bit, and I have purchased so many accessories for this camera, you guys, because I've been told it's extremely fragile. So this is one of the camera cases that I have for it. I have the one that it came with, and it's kind of fabricy. It's not like a hard shell case, but I'm really excited. I haven't used it yet. I have the wide camera lens right here and then the device right here. I'm super excited. I almost tried to start it up for this video. For those of you that don't know, I film my YouTube videos on my Canon G7X Mark III, and I record on my Blue Yeti microphone. I have my microphone hooked up to my phone, and then I just sync the audio from the microphone and the video from the camera, and then I delete the audio from the camera. It's just a whole it's a whole thing. I don't mind. I like this setup. It works really nice, and I think this is fun. I think it's fun to be talking into a microphone. I think that's fun. So I don't have any feelings about it, but I've been leveling up my game. Yeah, there's just something so fun about actually getting to invest in myself. Also, speaking of investment, this week I got the Oura Ring 5. I'm just popping off. I really am. And I'm hosting a yard sale, which is a good thing always, because I have so much stuff. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Also, right now, I am feeling just an overwhelming sense of nerves, because also I register for my very first and hopefully last law school admissions test. I'm gonna start taking it in August, and oh my god, am I dreading it. Ugh. Anyway, this is gonna drop tomorrow. I'm filming last minute because I've just had a very chaotic week. I've had so many things to do. I've had dog sitting, I've had hanging out with my friends, I've had studying for the LSAT, I've had a lot of stuff going on, and preparing for your art sale is no joke. Mom, if you're watching this, I know you think that I should have helped you a lot more than I have, but oh well, I did my best. So I've just had so much going on, and so I'm filming it on a Friday. I'm gonna edit it tonight. I made the script today. I finished my article, my column for Substack yesterday. It's just been a whole thing. It's been a whole thing. If you're watching this and you feel like all of your goals are leaving you behind, I'm with you. I'm with you. Anyway, I think it's time to move on to the topic. I am so excited about today's topic, actually, because I have always felt this way. I've always wanted to articulate this into words, and I've never actually sat down and put my thoughts into a digestible format for other people without sounding like an angry woman, which maybe I am an angry woman, and part of this is self-acceptance. Part of this is self-acceptance, so I'm happy about it. I had a TikTok go pretty viral for me. It had like 1.5 million views last time I checked it about this exact topic, and I took that as a sign that maybe we need some more intentional conversations about this over on my long-form platforms. So hi, long-form baddies. What's up? Yeah. This is my third caffeinated beverage today. If you can't... Oh, I tried the purple cotton candy Alani. Pretty good. It was impressive. I usually don't like cotton candy flavored anything or birthday cake flavored anything. I'm not really like a sweet kind of girl. So, but one thing I do like is grape. I love me some grape. Without further ado, let's move on to the video. Grab your coffee, or if you're a matcha girly, grab your matcha. Y'all know I'm not a matcha girly, but I don't discriminate. Grab whatever tasty beverage suits your fancy today, and let's get into this. So we've all heard of a woman's intuition, right? Like, we all know what that is. It's like this widely accepted, widely favored gut feeling that women can contribute, usually in signs of like superstition, natural disasters, physical danger, romantic contexts. Like, women who are friends tend to trust each other's womanly gut when it comes to men that some of them are dating, whatever it is. People usually, especially in happy marriages that I've seen online, people usually recognize a woman's intuition to be a protective force that a woman has that can intuitively and accurately analyze the things around them, the ongoings that are happening around this woman, and she can make astute observations and predictions based on those things that other people can't or other people aren't. I want to bring this up because a lot of the times when you think woman's intuition, you think like, oh, a woman knowing something bad's going to happen next week, or a woman having a gut feeling that something might be wrong with one of her family pets and thinking maybe we just need to go do a surprise vet visit, or a woman thinking, oh my gosh, something is wrong with this guy that my friend's dating. All of a sudden I just have this icky feeling over me that he's gonna like do something bad, you know? Like, a woman's intuition is recognized in the spaces that I'm in, because I'm not in crappy spaces, so I don't want to see any comments being like, my husband doesn't think I have a woman's intuition. Well, then your husband might suck. I'm not around sucky husbands. I'm not around sucky boyfriends, okay? I'm not around people that don't believe in a woman's intuition, but I will say this. Usually it refers to these kinds of situations that don't really have to do with like interpersonal conflicts between women, right? And something that shocks me is that it's just not recognized between women. Like, what is that? I feel like the most valuable times where I feel like a woman's intuition trigger is when another woman is being rude to me. And yet no one thinks of that when we say female intuition or woman's intuition or whatever. That doesn't make sense to me, because I'm like, that is one of the most common intuitive moments that I have is when I'm around other women. I almost have to try significantly harder to accurately read women around me and see through false personas with women than men. Not that I think men are dumb, I just don't think they're good at hiding their true feelings because they've just never had to, you know? I don't know, I just feel like we should really be more aware that a woman's intuition can truly be honed in and used in contexts of woman-on-woman aggression or passive aggression or whatever it is, especially in social settings. And that is sort of where we come to a issue, is that there's a stereotype of women being, I guess, polite or not in need of an intuition to be used to sense danger between women. I guess like people look at women and think like, what do they have going on between them? Like, what kind of conflict do they face? But on women conflicts, you know, like what do women have to deal with? And that is kind of problematic to me because it's that very stereotype that women are just like these, you know, agreeable figures that keeps us from being able to confront each other without being passive aggressive or without doing it behind the scenes. And oftentimes when we talk about dog whistling, which if you clicked on this video, you know where this video is going. When we talk about this like subtle rudeness that only the woman who is the target can pick up on and like no one else is really paying much attention to it, we always think about women doing it in a sneaky way. Whereas men, like when they have problems, what do? Just like fart on each other? What do they do? Just like punch each other? I don't know. Like, men are encouraged to be these confrontational, strong figures that, like, win fights. And usually a heroic man or a masculine man is permitted to enter fights in pursuit of winning them That's kind of the socialization that I've witnessed the men in my family and like my cousins and like my guy friends, my boyfriend, like all of these men that I've been paying attention to grow up. It's usually that kind of environment where they're like encouraged to just like put all of their conflict out there and not really like beat around a bush, I guess. But women, we are so stereotyped to just be these polite little figures that don't really have strong opinions and strong feelings towards each other or really towards anything in general, that leads us to this position where if we come out and say stuff, we are not fitting our womanly narrative, right? So we think about like a man's nature. It's like strong, winner, implying conflict. When we think of a woman's nature, and I'm saying nature, weak, agreeable, submissive, all the things, even in between women interactions. And I guess where I'm going with that is when I have a trigger of my woman's intuition because another woman around me is being rude to me to my face, like just playing straight in my face. That's all this is. It's like when a woman plays in your face. I feel doubt and anger and confusion and frustration. And it's never like this pleasant feeling. Like I never like let it go away. It's never something that I can just get over because I feel like we have to bottle all of it up. And so initially I feel this doubt that like I'm kind of just sitting left asking myself, am I actually picking up on something here, or am I just making this up in my head because I'm insecure? Like, is this woman actually trying to be rude to me when she told me she admires my confidence to wear what I'm wearing? Like, is she calling me fat to my face, or am I just insecure about my body? Like, you know what I mean? But obviously, like, she knows what she's doing. I know what she's doing. So then it moves into this state of anger where I'm like, why isn't anyone picking up on this? It's like, I can't believe she's getting away with it. And then I'm just so confused as to why nobody else notices. But in reality, their intuition isn't the one being violated because they're not being violated. And so, of course, they're not going to pick up on literally everything that I think or everything that gets inflicted upon me, especially in very fast-paced social settings. So you just get this like confusion. It's like, okay, why does she feel like she has the audacity to do this to me? Why is no one else noticing? And then ultimately I feel like I'm frustrated because I'm in a dilemma, right? Like I can either look insane by calling it out, which most of the time if you call somebody out for being passive aggressive or dog whistling, as we're going to get into a little bit later in the video, you will look like an insane person. You are guaranteed to look like a freak, and that's by design. Mind you, that is by design. 100% of the time that someone is dog whistling to you, they don't want you to even think for 100% certainty that it's happening. They want to be able to play in your face and get away with it every single time. We are going to get into that a little bit later, but if a woman had an actual justified reason that was publicly accepted to be pissed at you, she would just be pissed at you. But she knows that the only reason she is dog whistling at you is because you reflect something that she lacks. She's jealous of you or whatever it is. Therefore, she has to conceal her negativity with dog whistling, and that is why you cannot call her out on it, because it's honestly just on a surface level innocent entirely. So the other option that you have, this frustrating dilemma, the other half of it is that you can suck it up and accept treatment that is deeply beneath you. Doesn't that suck? But that's what we have to do. And that's why dog whistling is so common between women who are frustrated with each other, jealous of each other, whatever. And this sucks because you know it's not an accident. In your heart, you know. Your head might be telling you all kinds of things. Maybe she didn't hear how she meant it. Maybe she's just having a bad day. Maybe that's something that she would consider a compliment if somebody told her that. But you deep down know in your heart, in your gut, that it's on purpose. And so does she. If somebody tells you, oh my gosh, like, I just love how you never let your bad dates stop you from finding the right guy out there for you, and like your pursuit of finding the right man, I love that for you. Translation, she thinks you date too many guys and none of them want you back. Oh my god, girlfriend, I wish I could just walk around in that outfit without a care in the world about what anybody thinks of me. Like, honey, like, good for you. Like, I wish I could do that. Translation, she thinks your shirt wouldn't go with those pants if the shirt was a Q and the pants were a U. OMG, like, I wish I had a relationship like yours that was just solely based on, like, intellectual compatibility, like, not at all even in consideration of, like, surface level attraction. Translation, she thinks your boyfriend is ugly. Like, ugh. And all of these things are such dumb criticisms to have, but we're judgmental. I mean, we are. I am. I've thought really mean things about people before. I've been tempted to do really mean stuff like this before. And it doesn't even have to be fake compliments. Like, it can truly be anything, okay? These fake compliments are just like one of the most popular examples. Again, we have a case study section, as always, act like you know me, at the Too Much Video podcast and column duo series. We always have case studies of pop culture incidents that everyone is familiar with, usually in TV and shows that I grew up loving, so we're going to get into that a little bit later. But genuinely speaking, dog whistling doesn't have to just be fake compliments. According to Google, dog whistling is a coded message that appears harmless to the general public but carries a specific hidden meaning for a targeted audience, okay? And if we concentrate this into the jealous woman setting, it refers to the next best thing that a jealous woman can resort to rather than face her own feelings of envy. So let's get into a real world example that you might have experienced. Pretend that we are the jealous woman, okay? We're going to put ourselves in the aggressor's shoes. Like, really put on your Regina George kind of mask, okay? And we are going to bring her up in a second. Really pretend like you have a peer, right? You might have graduated college or high school with this girl or whatever, and she's up for a promotion, and you've always been jealous of her. And you're a bit immature, you're a bit lacking in self-awareness, and you don't want to face the feelings that you have that realistically would paint you as the person who is jealous and not her as the person who is too much, right? So I'm jealous and I can't show it. So what do I do instead? I'm talking to this girl and we're in a social setting. We're with all of the ladies that we used to hang out with in undergrad or whatever. And this one girl who is the target of my jealousy is just up for a promotion. And she got hired at this company like really recently. And I want to make her feel less than. I want to make her feel insecure. I want my jealousy to drag her down to my level so that she can meet me where I am rather than me accurately understand my own feelings and put them aside in pursuit of being a better friend. So what I do is I come to her and I'm like, oh my God, like, congratulations on your promotion. That is so cool. And she'll be like, oh yeah, like, I'm so excited. I've been at this company for just a few 6 months. It's been great. Everything's moving so quickly. I feel like I really belong there. And I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you feel like you really belong there. Are you not like worried at all about, what would happen if you suddenly started feeling overwhelmed at the job? Like, have you ever considered what they would do to you if they promoted you and then realized that it just wasn't a good fit after all? And then I'm in. Dog whistling plays on the very realistic underlying assumption that every single person, especially women, has an insecurity that is pre-existing, that has existed before you get dog whistled at and much, much, much longer after. Honestly, it probably sticks with your whole life that you're not enough. So now I'm in. And I didn't have to do anything but ask a question. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that absolutely awful? Now, the dog whistler, me, has succeeded in my mission that is to break another woman down using her own existing insecurities. Isn't that absolutely awful? And I don't have any social consequences. I'm gonna get away with it. To me, that's disgusting. We're gonna end this video, don't worry, in solutions. Oftentimes I will preface my videos early on if I'm just writing about a social phenomena that I have only observed and haven't figured out how to eliminate. If you're being dog whistled at, there's 5 tips at the end that you will be able to take and maybe adopt in your own situation. But isn't that just awful? And it's like, men usually what do they do? They don't do stuff like this. Usually men challenge each other to a duel. Hey dude, let's put our backs together, take 10 paces outward, and then turn around and wham! At first glance, the way that men are encouraged and socialized from such a young age, literally childhood, to have conflicts with each other might seem elementary and juvenile, but honestly, it's kind of refreshing to me. That's straightforward. There's really no manipulation in, hey dude, I'm gonna punch you in the face because I don't like that you're dating a hot girl. Okay, sorry, I don't know, women have such a burden. We carry such a burden of subtlety. And it affects everything that we do, especially interpersonal conflicts with each other. So instead, because we carry the burden of subtlety, our maturity and directness is capped. The introspection and self-awareness never comes. And this passive-aggressive, jealous, bitter cycle continues any way it can. it is time for the case studies. I do want to talk about like what the "any way it can" actually means, because I find it very intriguing to pull from examples that I've seen in TV. There are 4 here, and 2 of them are Regina George. Like, I'm sorry, it is just a mean girl thing to do, to dog whistle at another woman and to tear her down from the worst things she thinks about herself already. Like, that is so manipulative and sick and twisted and screwed up. So the first case study is a backhanded compliment. I'm not going to go too far into this because all of us have seen Mean Girls when Regina George is like, "Oh my god, I love your skirt, where did you get it?" And then that girl walks away and she's like, "That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen." We all know what that is. A backhanded compliment is just that. It's a compliment that literally feels like you're getting just pow, slapped. Because you're getting slapped with insincerity, and it's gross. Ew. But it's the easiest thing to do. It is the easiest thing to do. Like, truly, it's simple, it's effective, it works every time. And the best thing about it is if you are the person who is giving the backhanded compliment, no one's ever going to call you out on it. Nobody will call you out on it. One time when I was in high school, I showed up, and I had showered the night before, and I accidentally fell asleep in the towel that my hair was in, which was, kind of gross, honestly. It was not good. But I woke up and my hair was still a little bit damp, so I couldn't style it, so I just happened to go to school that day without styling my hair. And one of my classmates who I knew didn't like me, she came up to me and she was like, "Oh my god, I love how brave you are to wear your hair natural to class." Oh my god, come up with something better. I'd rather you just call me ugly to my face. Actually, I would rather you just threaten to give me a swirly at recess. Could you please? Because that's how intelligent you come off. You come off as intelligent as a 6th grade bully when you say stuff like that. But if I said anything, I'd be a psycho. If I said anything, I'd be crazy. Because then all of her little friends would be like, "Yeah, no, she was just saying that she just, loves how secure you are. She just loves how, completely sure of yourself you are. All of us have so much effort into our appearance before we can even leave the house. Oh my god, it's so exhausting. Oh my gosh, I've been so jealous. I've had an insurmountable amount of jealousy in my lifetime, but I don't think I've ever done stuff like this, and I'm grateful for that. The second way to dog whistle and really prey on the fact that every woman feels like she's not enough is to commit strategic exclusion. There is a show on Netflix that is honestly a dumpster fire that I can't look away from, and I love to hate it, but I also love to love it. I have a very love-hate relationship with Ginny and Georgia, but in the 3rd season, the most recent season, as of this video being posted, I know they're making a season 4. I am excited about that. But in this show, there is a friend group that consists of Maxine, Abby, Nora, and Ginny, and they go by Mang. In the 3rd season, Max gets a little bit busier than normal. She's got a little bit more mental health issues on her plate than normal. Whatever her life is taking her, whatever her life is entailing, it's just a little bit busier and more high maintenance and more attention commanding than normal. So she's a little bit more absent-minded. She is feeling a bit more fragile because of all of this, and her friends are noticing this, and instead of having empathy, they decide, well, we don't want her around anymore. So what they do is they very lazily, almost on purpose, I think, they very sloppily cover up the fact that they've begun to hang out without her. And the second she realizes, one of her friends, Abby, is like, "Come on, Max, don't be dramatic again," in the most patronizing, condescending tone I've ever heard in television. So congrats to the actress of Abby, because oh my gosh, I wanted to punch her in the face when I watched this, but it was horrible to watch. And Max is just sitting there okay, we were best friends for years. What happened? But the point is clear. Regardless of how indirect and cowardly they go about it, their point is clear. Max is not wanted here anymore. And this probably applies to you if you've ever seen all of your friends just hanging out on a private story that you're not in. Or for me, my least favorite thing that happens is when I'm with a group of girls and we're all taking turns taking pictures of people. So one person will step out every time and take a picture. But for some reason, the picture that I'm taking and therefore not in of the people is always one that gets posted. I always get left out. It's so frustrating. Or when all of the girls I know have birthdays and we all post for each other's birthdays, except my birthday comes around and absolutely zilch, nada. It's it is that deep. Don't let people tell you that it's not that deep. What do we always say over here? It's up to you to decide how deep something is to you. It's so unintentional on the surface. So when you call it out, you look crazy. That's the point of dog whistling. It preys on your existing insecurities, and you must look insane to call it out. And that's why they get away with it. That's why the cycle perpetuates between women. The third dog whistling method is a weaponization of shared history. Now, usually, Blair Waldorf is the hero in my examples, but today she is the villain. Unfortunately, she's not perfect. Can I please beat the I worship Blair allegations now? Oh my god. There is a character in all seasons of Gossip Girl, but in season 1, she has a specific nickname that Blair gives her to constantly remind her and remind everyone else that, like, hears her and, like, takes part in this nickname that she is beneath everybody else. And if you've guessed it already, congratulations, Jenny Humphrey as Little J. When Blair calls Jenny Little J, the point is very clear. You're beneath us. You're not one of us. You are little in comparison to us. Blair's nickname is Queen Bee, and Jenny's nickname is Little J. And every single time, even after they graduate high school, even after Blair's in college and she wants to humble Jenny, she will go back to calling her Little J. And so much of this was internalized into those friend groups that when Blair's not even there, people call her Little J. Part of that might have to do with the fact that Jenny Humphrey is one of the most unlikable characters in television history, but still, I don't think she deserves it in the beginning. I'm not a Jenny apologist by any means. If you've seen Gossip Girl, I don't like her, but truly, they're really harsh on her. Little J is a horrible thing to do. Also, Georgina and a few other characters will do this to Serena too by calling it the old Serena. And if she, like, called them out on that, she would look dumb because, like, it's just a nickname. It's not that deep. Like, she would look insane. Also, if you hear this bird, I'm sorry. That's annoying. Okay, and the fourth and final case study is feigned concern. We're back with Regina George, except this time we're talking a little bit of a reach of an example. I couldn't really think of anything else, but you'll know exactly what I mean. Don't worry, I'll paint the picture for you just fine. Basically, Regina is on the phone with Katie talking about Gretchen, and Regina's like, oh my god, I'm not mad at her. I'm worried about her. And for the rest of that phone call, she insults Gretchen and Karen at some point, saying that no one's gonna vote for them for homecoming queen or whatever, or like spring fling queen, because one of them is a name that I won't repeat. And that also, like, Gretchen is going through a lot or whatever, and just, like, no one likes her and all this stuff. And it's, like, that's such an evil thing to say, but it's framed as, like, fake concern, right? To me, I usually receive this with girls around me trying to make me feel bad for how I look by, like, asking me if I'm tired or sick or if I feel okay. Like, if you go out in public without, like, doing your usual makeup routine or dressing as nice as you normally would, and one of your, like, frenemies, like, friends that you know secretly hates you, is like, oh my god, do you feel okay? Honey, are you okay? Do you feel alright? It's feigned concern. And if you ask her, like, hey, why are you attacking me and interrogating me on the basis of my appearance right now? You'd look insane. You would look insane. But by her asking, suddenly you have a problem. Blake Lively does this in a clip where she starts, like, fixing people's appearance mid-interview. Like, if you look up on TikTok a compilation of Blake Lively, like, fixing other women's appearances, that's also a form of feigned concern and therefore dog whistling, because she wants the woman who she's helping to know that something was wrong with her beforehand. But if any of those women called her out on it, she would, like, that woman would look crazy because Blake Lively's just trying to be a crown straightener. Like, shut up. Can you tell I don't like Blake Lively? I don't like Blake Lively over here. If you like Blake Lively, I don't know why. She seems like a really bad person. This is a really good coffee. It's the last of my banana syrup, so not very much, and then some maple syrup, and then caramel espresso, and caramel macchiato creamer, so it's kind of just like a caramelized banana situation. It's pretty good. Okay, so we have our case studies, but now what do you do about it? When someone's dog whistling at you or just being a jerk to your face, like playing in your face, what can you even do about it? I have 5 strategies. First, unfortunately, this is the least ideal in my opinion, but it might be the most satisfactory to you because it requires the least amount of, like, action. You can simply ignore it. Usually, when I ignore it, I'm always bothered by the understanding that she's getting away with treating me less than I deserve. But also something comforting is, like, women who do this make a fool out of themselves constantly. Like, if you know a woman who makes every other woman around her feel like garbage, like, people will eventually wise up and nobody will like her. So if I ignore it, I usually just take the understanding that, like, okay, soon she's gonna get what's coming. Like, genuinely, what goes around comes around, and soon she's going to find herself friendless because no one wants to be friends with someone who makes them feel like garbage, duh. Also, guys, sorry, that bird's kind of annoying. Okay, the second thing that you can do is call her out and just risk looking crazy, but at least she'll know she can't try it again with you. That's good too. One of my favorite things to do is play dumb. Like, you can just be like, wait, what does that mean? Like, put on, like, your most, like, innocent, like, naive look and be like, wait, I'm sorry, what? Huh? And just, like, make her repeat it over and over and over again, because usually if it's something completely absurd, other people will start to hear it when they repeat it, and she will get, like, visibly uncomfortable saying it out loud. The fourth thing that you can do is limit interaction with these people. Obviously, like, that doesn't work in the moment, but, like, just later on, you don't really have to be around these people, unless it's, like, your mother-in-law. Oh, God, I don't have a mother-in-law yet, and I don't think that my future mother-in-law would ever do something like that to me, but oh my God, the stories about mothers-in-law. Ugh, that's, like, exhausting. Or, like, a sister-in-law or something. God. Family that dog whistles is, like, the worst. Really, it is. But, I mean, unless you, like, work with the person or are related to the person, you don't really have to talk to them. And the fifth and final solution is my favorite, which is pity her. Clearly, she lacks in emotional maturity and self-awareness, and those are two things that are quite embarrassing to lack in the big 26, okay? It is exhausting to be around people that lack these traits and are actively not trying hard enough to grow in those areas. Like, it's not like I make these videos from a sense of superiority, which is like, oh, I'm so much further along than other 21-year-old women. It's not that, obviously. It's just that I know, out of all of my friends and all of my peers and all of the people I see online, I'm trying pretty freaking hard to be self-aware. Pretty freaking hard. I listen to more self-help podcasts, I read more Mel Robbins books, I journal more, I think about this more, I talk about this more. I am the most intentionally growing person in the emotional maturity category that I know, and that's what gives me the credibility to say, if you don't have these things, that's fine, but you gotta be working on them. You gotta be trying to get better. And that doesn't entail you dog whistling at other women because you just don't see yourself in her. She represents something that you lack. You can't go around thinking it's okay to treat people like this because you haven't been able to look in the mirror. Like, truly, this is what happens when jealous women are afraid to look in the mirror. Okay, this has been such a fun episode for me to film. If you liked this video at all, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd love to see you again next week. Make sure to connect with me on Substack, TikTok, Instagram, all of the things. It goes such a long way for me, and I'm so grateful for all of you that like to connect with me on the other platforms. This has been a blast. As always, I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!